This podcast is a part of the Royal We Network.
Spit on me.
I don't know if we talked about this, but a bunch of people messaged me and told me that when we start talking about Asian fast food here, it gets them going, man.
Really?
Yeah, I assume they're talking about their hunger, but we might be making people out there horny for fast food.
I mean, there's definitely a market for that, especially on YouTube. People just sitting eating food and looking at you.
Because, I mean, KFC here is on another level. Mm-hmm. And it was funny because I accidentally, you know, with a stupid fat demon inside me was like, go get KFC. And I wanted to count the calories, so I went and found I tried to find the nutrition charts, but I can't read Chinese. It became a whole thing. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about because you live in Taiwan too. But I ended up on the American KFC menu. And I was kind of like, I don't want. It's like mashed potatoes and corn and gravy and stuff, which is not at all what they sling here.
No.
And I it's not that it was grossed me out, but I was just like, oh, I mean, come on.
I like their mashed potatoes in the States. They make a mean potato wedge here.
Everything, but here it's more like a McDonald's. It's more like a get your meal and go kind of thing.
Yeah.
Whereas in America, it's like they're selling it for dinner.
Yeah. And it's still, buckets of food.
Because you've been to America more recently than I have. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't even remember what it was like.
I think I never ate it a lot. I remember we got it that time. Remember when we ate all that chicken and went back to school?
Mistake. We made a lot of culinary mistakes on lunch break.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I was just telling somebody the other night about the time like all five of us went to Sam's, and whatever we ate, it gave all five of us the burls.
Sam's Club, like a Costco kind of thing.
Yeah. $1.50, you could get a gigantic hot dog and a huge drink. And I think we all got that, and we went back, and it gave us all the shits. And like every few minutes, one of us was leaving, and after a minute, like our instructor, he was like, "Guys, what's going on?" He's like, "All five of you, like keep 4 or 5, however many it was like you all keep leaving."
We shouldn't.
Yeah, and we were just all like, "Listen, we all ate at Costco, and we all have the shits." And he's like, "Oh, okay, I totally understand."
Well, that's when I was like super pee shy too. Like I don't know. I don't even remember taking shits. I must have been, because I know what you're talking about. Yeah. But I remember, like, I would go to the bathroom and I'd kind of hang out, and then when you'd leave the bathroom, then I would go pee. But then, like, as you were leaving, someone would go in, and I'd be like, God damn it.
Yeah.
I've got that more or less under control now.
That's good.
I can just pee. I'll pee right now. I don't give a shit. One of the most harrowing times of my life, man. I went to a doctor here, but kept going to a doctor, and I had all these issues with not being able to pee. Like I was trying to figure out if it was a medical thing or not. And I also had these like pains and stuff.
Yeah.
Long story short, he's like, well, I have a test, experiment doesn't seem the right word. And
he's got a tactic. He's got a move.
No. It was like, but it wasn't a surgery, but it was like a
right.
What is this called? Like a procedure.
There you go.
A procedure. Yeah. So, but then he's like, I got this procedure. I need you to go down to the operating wing and change your clothes and then wait someone to come get you. And I was like, okay. And he gave me a piece of paper with all Chinese and then the name of the procedure in English. So I got changed and I'm just sitting there with my phone. I start Googling. Dude, what Google told me that procedure was the most terrifying. The moments between post Google and pre-procedure, I was just terrified. So what happened was my bladder wasn't sending the signals that I needed to pee. It wasn't sending signals that I was full of urine, right?
Filled to the brim.
So the doctor is like, well, we need to test this. Mm-hmm. So he gave me this test, and what the test was is essentially they test to see if the muscles are firing properly. Mm-hmm. And the Google told me it worked was they stick electric sensitivity needles into your taint, up through your taint into your bladder muscles, and then they put a catheter in you, fill you with urine, and then detect to see if there's any electrical stimulation in the bladder to see if the muscles are firing.
Holy shit! I think I would have snuck out the back.
And I sat there,
I can imagine,
terrified, because no one's talking to me in English, right? And I'm there by myself. So they put a curtain below my bottom half. So I'm like, I'm thinking I'm going to get pierced in the taint by a needle at any moment.
Oh my God.
And I never told you this.
No, not this one. I don't know what's no.
They filled, so then they put a catheter in me, which I wasn't expecting. So I clenched as the tube went in, which then, you're not supposed to do that. So it hit the clenched muscle. And I was like, "Gah!" And then she looked at me and angrily said, "Relax." And I was like, I don't know what you're doing down there.
You need to tell me before you go in there.
So she puts a catheter in me, and then all she did was fill me with saline, or fill me with liquid. There was no piercing of needles, but I sat there thinking it was going to happen at any moment.
Oh my God.
But they filled me. They put 750 milliliters of urine not urine. They didn't fill me with urine. They put directly into my bladder, and they're like, "You have to pee?" I was like, "No." I'm like, "Do you have to pee?" No, I don't have to pee. They're like, "What?" "Give them more." And they kept putting more liquid in me, and they're like, "Okay, impossible."
Oh God.
Long story short, I'm okay. We're doing a podcast. I forgot that we were recording.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what is this thing we're doing?
Welcome to another episode of the Royal We. I'm Sam.
I'm Nate.
If you're joining us for the first time and you enjoyed that harrowing tale of Taiwanese procedures, oh man, what we normally do and what we're gonna do preceding this intro is, or proceeding. After this intro, what we're going to do is read headlines. We're not going to read the articles because facts just get in the way. And have conjecture-based comedy podcast conversations about them. If you guys want to send us headlines, and you should, you guys can do that at Royal WeCast on Twitter or royalwecast@gmail.com. You can also send them to us on Twitch. We're twitch.tv/Royal WeCast.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and join us in the chat. We got Pill Paulson with us today. Hi, buddy.
Hi.
Hey, Sheila.
Hi, Shayla.
Or Pill Paulson, super fan. Let's break them off. Let's get into it. Now that we all know about my procedure. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's do animal news. Animal drawer is always a winner. I don't think we ever have a hard time with animal drawer.
We have a hard time.
This one, I love this one, man. Wife blows thousands on vet bills after husband blames his farts on the dog.
Oh, yeah, because once you're in, I mean, what do you do? Like, you can't.
What's so great too is he just let her do it.
Yeah, that's the thing. And because to start with, you have to be like, no, it's me. Don't take the dog to the doctor. But then it's the whole thing of like, what? That's you.
He just doubled down.
Yeah, or maybe she went. And then, like, he came home, and then she was like, "I took the dog to the vet today, and they can't figure out." And he was like, "Oh shit, well, I can't say anything."
Oh no, yeah, now you can't. Right? No, right, for sure.
Yeah.
But then you get really weird. Like, you could never take the dog. Don't take the dog to the vet without consulting me.
Yeah, like okay.
Because you're thinking like, God damn it, I was gonna buy something.
I mean, dude, dog farts are the worst. They are some of the worst smells on the planet.
It's bad smells.
Yeah. So if people are mistaking your farts for dog farts, damn. You need to reevaluate.
It happens, man. It happens. I remember I had a buddy. Yeah. I don't know what was going on with him. It was awful. And awful. You know what's so funny? I think about this all the time. One of the best things about being an adult, I almost never smell other people's farts now. When I was a kid, people were farting all the time around me.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. You very rarely smell other people's farts.
You're on the bus, you're in class, you're in gym. People just farting all the time. You're like, ah!
Yeah, just busting ass. Did I tell this story recently? If so, I'll just...
With the gas stations?
Yeah.
Yeah. You told, I think, like, in the last couple episodes.
Okay. I was thinking I did.
It's all good. I mean, how many? We have almost 200 episodes of this, if you can goddamn believe it. Yeah. Oh, we actually have more than 200. Mm-hmm. Because, I mean... This is what, season 4? What season are we on?
I don't know. That was all, we just made that up. We just start saying it was a new season, trying to keep track of all that nonsense.
Well, wife blows. I've never understood why people spend thousands on their pets anyway. Because I used to have just like a outdoor cat that I don't think we ever took to the vet, and like, he'd fight with coyotes and stuff, and they just go disappearing one day. And that kind of makes me like an asshole or whatever. But like, if my pet is going to cost me thousands of dollars, it's time to say goodbye to that dog.
Yeah, I mean, there's within reasons. I mean, I know people who, I guess if you have the means to do it, but like, if you're like a college guy, you know what I mean? Like, I had a cat when we were in college and it got sick. And
you're a college guy.
If you're a yeah. But yeah, and it got sick. I took it to the vet, and that's basically what they said. They were like, we can do this procedure. It's like $1,600.
We're going to put needles in the cat's taint.
Yeah. We went and fill it full of urine. Meanwhile, the cat's like, "Brr."
Too expensive. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But they were like, and there's a chance it won't, there's a good chance it won't even work. And there's a chance that it might just die whenever we try to do it. And I was like, well, I don't like those odds, and I don't have 1,600 extra bucks, and it might not work anyway. They're like, so you can just like euthanize your cat, or you can just take it home and see. It's like, she might get better. And I was like, all right, I'll just take it home. Womp womp.
Yeah, I mean, what a bummer. But
she got better. I didn't finish. She got better. She made an album.
Yeah, she's top of the charts.
Yeah.
Your cat went on to become Lady Gaga, I believe.
I think so. We don't stay in touch. She got too big.
I can you imagine, like, you scrape together your last $1,600 and then the cat dies in surgery?
What now?
Nothing. That was a bummer. Let's get.
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Let's here's another one in animal drawer. Rodents blamed. How did we get here? Rodents blamed for massive Las Vegas power outage. Safety questions remain.
Of course. Well, we know that rodents and animals can get up to some nonsense, man.
Why aren't they making? I mean, I guess because it costs them more money, but they should like make wires out of stuff. Do you remember when we read? I mean, it's funny because now the podcast has become self-referential.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're going to say.
Do you know what I'm going to say?
You're going to say whenever two things happened to it, and it was both the Large Hadron Collider.
Nope.
No.
I'm referencing a different story. See, the podcast has become, we've been doing it so long that we just see the grease and everything.
Yeah.
Do you remember the one that lady was suing, I want to say Kia, because they made their wiring in the dashboard too delicious?
Yes, that's one of my favorite episodes ever. It's called Survival of the Fungus Fittest. And it's got some of my favorite stories we've ever talked about.
You know the episode?
I know exactly what it's from. I know that's stupid to be like, haha, I like that thing that we did. But it's I'm
a big fan of us.
The stories we talk about in that are absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, she's suing, like Toyota or something because she can't stop eating the car. And she's trying to sue them and then that led us into talking about how they were going to do that with the new iPhone. And it was like a thing to where it got to a certain point that right before the new iPhone came out, the old one became so delicious that you couldn't help but eat it. So you had to buy the new one.
Yeah, go ahead and check that out in our back catalog. Survival of the Fungus Fittest. That is a great. I do remember that. But this reminds me thinking that, like, because imagine rodents blamed for massive Paris, Las Vegas. Massive Paris, Las Vegas power outage. So some rats just ate some wires. It's got to be what it is.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing. Well, what I was going to say is, remember when the Large Hadron Collider, where like you're saying, just make them better. Or make it sort of
make them so they're disgusting, or because like Nintendo cartridges are really small, so they made them taste really bitter. Like dogs won't eat them, for example.
Yeah, or like a kid, if you put them in your mouth, it's like this bitter spray that they put on them.
I licked it; it does taste awful.
Yeah, but
you can't tell me they made something scientifically disgusting, and I'm not going to try it.
Yeah, you're going to lick it. I'm going to lick it.
I wouldn't have licked it if you didn't tell me. I got to lick it now.
Yeah, if you didn't, I would have never. I'm a grown-ass man. I'm not going to put a Nintendo cartridge in my mouth. But if you tell me it tastes weird, I'm going to do it because I'm still a child.
Dude, exactly. You understand.
Yeah, I already have a Nintendo cartridge. Like, what? But no, remember the one of them, a seagull dropped a baguette.
Oh, yes.
And it somehow landed inside the Large Hadron Collider and fucked it up.
Yes.
Then another time, like a weasel or something got in and like crawled into the particle stream and got its head vaporized and it fucked the whole thing up. It's like, how are weasels?
The particle stream.
That's one of the craziest things that humanity has ever invented to this point.
Yeah.
And somehow a bird dropped bread in it. Like, it's insane.
Dude, it's such a crazy device that when they pitched it to they were going to build one before they built the Large Hadron Collider, they're going to build one in Texas. And to get the funding, there was like a pitch meeting for it. And they're like, what are you going to do with it? They said, we're going to use it to try to find God.
Yeah. Texas was like,
No, Texas was like,
yeah,
amen.
The God particle is what they were looking for, yeah.
Right, yeah. But I mean.
Yeah. And then they were like, it was the same nonsense that they were talking about, like back when they first tested the atomic bomb. They're like, we don't think so, but we don't know that this was going to blow up the whole planet. And it was the same with that. They're like, we don't think so, but we don't really know. This might make a black hole that destroys the Earth.
There is some science going on a scale that is mind-boggling.
And then a bird drops bread in it.
Yeah.
Like you do better. But this was when we just talked on the last one where people of that level were holding up a fucking nuclear fusion reactor with an ink pen, and it fell over and killed them. So, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, how do we ever get anything done?
How have we made it? I don't know. We're like, yeah, I don't know.
Because I guess enough of us have it together enough.
Yeah, but there's so many of us now, man. There's got to be way more time. I mean,
I learned guitar to impress women. I'm not that good at guitar. Is that what it all comes down to? Is that what the Large Hadron Collider is?
It was just a scientist trying to impress another scientist.
Hey, babe.
I mean, it very well could be.
It's all just propagation of the species, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's another one in animal news. Voter fraud. You're never gonna. You'll never ever guess how the end of this sentence is gonna go.
All right.
Voter fraud caught again.
What?
In Bird of the Year competition. Who's rigging?
The Bird of the Year.
But dude, voter fraud caught again. This selection is rigged.
Oh, so it's happened in the bird thing again. I thought they were like comparing it to the U.S. election or something, that they were talking about voter fraud or something. That's funny.
Dude, no, they're saying that this Bird of the Year competition has been, it's just, they can't get it straight. It's been fraudulent again.
God. Well, I guess the type of person who wants their bird, I don't know. You know what I mean?
Their Bird of the Year. Who has any skin in that game?
The people with the bird.
No.
Because you know, if you're training a bird and entering it in a competition to be Bird of the Year, then you're the type of person that you're vicariously living through that bird, and the fact that like that you've got all your money. It's like the parents of like Honey Boo Boo and like the pageant
I don't think
girls.
it's a trained bird. I think they mean like parrot. Like we've decided Robin is I don't think it's a bird. I don't think it's a competition like that. Do you?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what else it could be. If it's not, then that's even crazier because it's just people saying what bird is best. Be like, hey, what mushroom is best? What?
Yeah, I guess your version makes more sense. But then why? There must be a cash prize. You're right. Your version of it makes a lot more sense.
Oh, cash prize. Yeah, that makes sense. I wasn't even thinking about that. I bet there is. Like, because there's dog shows and stuff. I imagine it's the same thing. People,
dude, your heist, your big. I'm gonna mess up the votes in this year's Bird of the Year competition, and I'm gonna go ahead and retire in Bermuda. What the fuck?
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and pass on your screenplay. Who gives a shit?
Dude, what? Oh my God, that's blowing my mind, man. Because this world is so intricate, and they're like, if you're just like evil enough, you could be like, okay, I see, I could just get into this bird competition, and I could just rig the system.
I can totally rig this and win 10 grand or whatever they're giving away because of my awesome bird. But first, I've got to steal a bird.
Yeah, you got to get a bird. You got to get a good bird.
Oh, yeah, that's funny.
Do you think anyone's ever rigged a vote? This has got to have happened. Someone tried to rig a vote, and they would have won had they not done it. But because they rigged it.
Oh, they got caught rigging it and was like, hey, wait, you were cheating. Man, you would have won, but you cheated.
That has to be a thing, right?
Yeah,
maybe this guy really does have a great bird, but he doesn't have enough faith.
He doesn't have any confidence.
Not enough confidence in his great bird.
He's too worried about the other birds.
It's great birds, man. It's Bird of the Year. Can you imagine some of the caliber of bird that comes up to the Bird of the Year competition?
And I wonder what like where the criteria stops. Like, could you like enter an ostrich or like some wild bird that no one else, or is it like, is it got to be like, is there a certain criteria of birds? Be like, it's only this species through this species.
I mean, if I would accept all birds if it was me personally.
Yeah, if I was running, if this was my Bird of the Year, then I would say.
What bird is off limit? Why would you not accept an ostrich? Of course, you
all tweeters welcome. Like, just bring them in. Yeah.
I mean, what are some edge case birds? I mean, ostrich? Yeah, little ostrich come. What is there anything that's like real kind of sketchy on the bird?
I don't know. I mean, an ostrich could kill you.
Yeah, so can a rooster.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. We learned that.
Let's open up another drawer. Let's open up a drawer we don't open very often.
Okay. Good.
Oh, I love this. Did we talk about? You have to remind me if we talked about this or not. I don't know if we did.
Yeah, me too.
This is Spook Grease Monsters and Unexplained.
Okay.
Which I was saving for October, but we're almost done. 2020 is almost on the way out, man.
Yeah.
You can now tattoo your palm lines to alter your destiny.
I mean, if you believe in that, I guess you could.
So I love this because
you can also take the fortune out of your fortune cookie and just write a new one on it. Same
right, like
thing.
exactly. You believe in it enough, but then you're gonna tattoo. But I love the idea. It's so someone trying to make a buck is what it is.
Yeah.
Listen, I'll just add some more to that rich line, and then you're rich.
Just make it make my lifeline a little bit longer. It ain't gonna do nothing, man. Yeah, that's
science gone too far. Imagine like you just like his palms are. There's got to be, if there's any logic to palm reading, there must be some people who show their palms to a palm reading and they're like, whoa.
Yeah, I would call your loved ones before you leave here.
Like, you know, there's people who like have an extra finger and it's like perfectly fine. Like actually, it's like they have a six-fingered hand and
it works.
But it's fully functional. It just looks like a normal hand with another finger.
Yeah.
And they go to a palm reader like, what do you think about that?
How about them apples? What do you mean? What do you think about that? That would be funny. Do they have any info on that? There's got to be something. If you're a palm reader, there's got to be some special like appendix in the back of the palm reader's manual. If it's like, if the person has extra fingers, here's what you do. Because
what I'm thinking about, right? Like, so, you know, astrology, you're born under different star signs, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm thinking like, I don't know how you could... Because I'm trying to think of like with modern science, how can you get around this mysticism? You know, like I wasn't born in this. I was born on the other side of the solar system. I mean, you weren't because that's not a thing yet. But like,
all right, yeah.
When science gets to a point where like it doesn't make sense for our earthly, like the earthly mysticism no longer applies to our globe, like our solar
or your galactics. Yeah. So if you live somewhere where all the constellations are different, then none of that makes any sense. It would never apply. Unless they stretched it back to be like, but your ancestors, they were born.
But palm reading. So I guess palm reading. So like, how does?
Oh, you mean so in like in Gattaca when they engineer people with like having like 12 fingers or whatever to play piano?
Oh right, yeah, exactly.
And then they start going. It would change. It would just change everything up, I guess. But there's got to there's got to be something now because palm readers exist now and people with 6 fingers exist now. At some point, someone has had to, with 6 fingers, has walked into a palm reader and, like you said, how about them apples?
How about this?
How about this?
Or you show them like a bionic hand?
Oh yeah. I guess it would just be like, I don't know, man. This doesn't work this way. We got to have your.
It's a machine. Yeah. Like act like you're ridiculous. Get that out of here. You know that's not.
Get out. Come on. Reading 6 fingers. Get out of here.
That's not how this works. I love that some enterprising tattoo artists like, man, we gotta really. I don't know what we're gonna do. They're gonna close my. I have an idea.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
It is a good idea.
I saw this was not really on the same subject, but I saw this video the other day of a girl was like live streaming herself getting a henna tattoo on her face, and the people in the chat were like, you know that takes those like some months to come off fully, and she's like, I thought I could just get it off with makeup remover tomorrow, and they're all like, no, and she was like, oh. So you had this ridiculous henna tattoo on her face for months.
What's so wild, man, is I don't understand like people who don't understand. Like they must have told her.
Yeah.
What does she think is henna? Like, why are you getting this done? Like, you don't know.
Or like you said, just no idea. If I would have somebody put something on my face that's a tattoo-ish, you'd think you would just at least look it up and be like, well, how long does this last before I put this on my face?
You'd be surprised, man.
Yeah.
People, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Let's do one more, and then let's figure out which one we're going to play the cards on.
Yeah.
Let's open up foreign lands. Always a popular one. This one's going on in Japan.
Okay.
Foreign land drawer.
Japan's usually got some strong ones.
Japan, or Japanese province, is struggling to stop people from sleeping on roads. Why?
I don't know. I don't understand. I don't know.
There's so many better places to sleep. I mean, it's like
in the road.
Why are they sleeping in the road? I mean, asphalt, fresh asphalt. Maybe it's warm. No. Why are they sleeping in the road? They're struggling.
Yeah, I mean, even sleeping on the side of the road is risky.
You would feel so awful if you just ran over a guy lying in the road.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I didn't know. What the hell? I didn't know you were there.
Yeah, well, we almost did one time when I was a kid. There was a guy that lived near us who was like mentally handicapped, and he did
Japanese,
but just a little bit, like just enough where he was always like 5 years old. You know what I mean?
Oh, sure. Right.
No, he wasn't Japanese, but he would do. We were driving home one day, but came around the corner, and it was like he was just laying in the middle of the road, asleep.
What?
And he about got ran over, and they had to get out and be like, "What are you doing?"
Right.
And he was like, "Oh, I was just
What are you doing, bud?
I was just resting and fell asleep or whatever." And it was like, "Come on, man, you cannot lay in the road in a curve." It was like on the other, like the fact that he didn't get ran over is kind of unreal.
I'm surprised more people don't get run over here.
Yeah.
The road safety here is essentially non-existent. People have no respect for the road.
No, they'll just pull up and park on the curb. Like if there's just park.
I'm going in this store now. I don't care.
Now there's too much traffic. I'm just going to drive my scooter down the sidewalk. Fuck all the people on it. The thousands of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is kind of wild. But what's crazy is that there's not as many accidents as you would think. Like it's really odd.
Yeah, because everyone's kind of like.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah, because I remember I've driven around here a bunch of times and I just follow the rules and I end up creating problems.
Yeah. If you like stop I remember driving around with some people. I've not driven here, but with people, and it's like the more you try to be really cautious and like do what you would normally do driving in the States, the more people are like, fucking go, get out of there. And they're like, yeah, it's nuts.
What are we, what headline are we clicking here?
Oh,
Japanese province sleep. I mean, I'm not so interested in that. We got, what do we got? We got rodents blamed for massive Paris, Las Vegas outage. Wife blows thousands of vet bills. You can tattoo your palm. Oh, bird of the year competition.
I'm kind of wanting to hear about that. To me, that's the most interesting we got going.
Bird of the year?
Yeah, bird of the year. Because I want to know details about this competition.
Yep. Let's play the card. Voter fraud caught again in Bird of the Year competition. A closely fought election on New Zealand soil is the center of a voting scandal that is bound to ruffle some feathers. About 1,500 fraudulent votes have been cast for the little spotted kiwi in Forest and Birds Bird of the Year competition. The votes briefly pushed the kiwi Pukupuku to the top of the preferred bird leaderboard. But they've since subsequently been removed.
Okay.
All of our birds deserve a fighting chance, especially this little Manu, our smallest kiwi. No, dude, it's what I said. They're just deciding which bird is best.
Oh, then why? Who? Yeah, then like you're saying, who has a dog and a bird in that fight? Like what? Why cheat?
They said Kiwi's Pukupuku campaign manager, which I don't understand that idea. This bird.
What? There's like bird lobbyists.
Voter fraud is not the Kiwi way, they said. The little spotted kiwi represents New Zealand's values of democracy, fairness, equality, and honesty. This bird's got a lot of... This is not the first time the competition has been hit by a voting scandal. 2018, one person voted for the shag more than 3,000 times. While in 2017, fake email accounts were created to bolster support for the white-faced heron.
I mean...
In 2015, two teenage girls tried to rig the results in favor of the kokako. What is going on in New Zealand? Why do they give a shit?
That sounds like it must be a great place to live. If you've got the only thing you got going on that you can think to get up to is rigging a bird election, that's got to be a chill fucking place.
Right? And like...
Because there's so much other stuff you would think you could be preoccupied. You're like, come up with thousands of fake emails to vote for a bird. No, man, the fucking economy is fucking crazy. There's a lunatic in office. Like, you know what I mean? There's like so much other stuff you would think you could become like working on or thinking that occupy your time. But if it's down to rigging bird elections, there's got to be nothing going on.
Right? And can you imagine being upset about it? Like, God,
yeah.
the white-faced heron won and I wanted to cut them.
That's bullshit.
This is...
Yeah, that's funny. God.
And there's one guy like, guys, I mean, come on, it's pretty chill. We're arguing about birds. And then he's like, shut the fuck up, Larry.
Yeah, shut up, Larry.
I bet you didn't even vote for Pukupuku.
You look Pukupuku in the eyes and say you voted. Mm-hmm.
I like to imagine this is like the most serious thing that happens in New Zealand.
Yeah. Like it's held to really, well, it's clearly there's something to it.
Because I mean,
people are wanting to defraud it, and it's a big fucking. It made the news. We're reading about it.
We're talking about it,
man.
That's going to do it for us this week on The Royal We. I want to thank Kishibashi for letting us use the song Intro/Pathos on the album 151A. I want to thank Pill Paulson once again joining us in the twitch.tv/RoyalWeCast chat. Thank you, Pill.
Thanks.
I'm going to figure out how to make you a moderator one of these days. I'm going to figure it out. If you guys want to send us headlines, and you should, you guys can do that at Royal WeCast on Twitter or RoyalWeCast@gmail.com. Go ahead and join us on the Twitch TV/RoyalWeCast. And, hit us up.
Yep.
Give us a high five if you see us in the streets.
Hit us up.
Hit us up. That's going to do it for us this weekend. I want to thank all you guys. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to my dad.
Yeah. Good night, Mr. Mars.
Good night, Dad.
What now?